Right.
Okay, ma'am.
Let's quickly do, last time we did the different three important types of economic activities.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, 1 minute. Kaustab, have you come in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Uttirna, you were not there in the last class. Okay. So in the last class, we had discussed about the different important types of economic activities, right? Which were the three
Yes, ma'am.
economic activities we discussed about? Ved, can you just answer, please?
Ma'am, employment,
Okay.
business,
And?
Profession.
Excellent. So we spoke about business, profession, and employment. The chapter I'm going to discuss today is business activities. Okay. This chapter
Okay, ma'am.
basically relates to business. Okay. We have already done the different types of economic activities. A more detailed emphasis of business is what I'm going to discuss today with you. Right. So let's start. I hope all of you can see the slide. Right. So first,
Yes, ma'am.
First, I'm going to discuss about business. I'm going to explain the meaning. For now, you all can at least note down the definition of business, which I'm going to give you. Then I'm going to do the characteristics of business activities, the types, the nature of industries, commerce, aids to trade, and as and when we go, we will discuss the different topics. First and foremost, business. Business, we know, is a very important economic activity. It involves sale, transfer, or exchange of goods and services. And for what? For the purpose of earning money. This we had already discussed in the last class. That why are we producing goods and services? To satisfy human wants. Okay. And of course, with the motive of earning money. Business includes a wide range of activities. It involves the use of man, machinery. It involves lots of activities carried from place to place. Goods are stored from time to time, and people are willing to pay when transfer of ownership is taking place. So business is nothing but the exchange of goods and services for money in simple language. Okay. And let's quickly note down the important definition by B.O. Wheeler. Please, everyone, look at it. What the definition says: business is an institution organized and operated to provide goods and services to society under the incentive of private gain. Please note this definition down. This is very, very important. Business is an institution organized and operated to provide goods and services to society under the incentive of private gain. I hope all of you have taken it down.
Could you wait for 2 minutes?
Yes, I'm waiting. Please, the ones who have joined late, quickly take down the definition of business. I am doing the new chapter, business activities, and I have given the definition of business. Business is an institution organized and operated to provide goods and services to society under the incentive of private gain.
Goods and services
Under the incentive, goods and services to society under the incentive of private gain.
Done, ma'am.
Yes. Done? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Ved, you finished?
Yes, ma'am. Finished.
Ronak, done? Melvin, have you copied the definition down since you entered late?
Ma'am, just a sec.
Okay. I will be sending the notes today. Do the sheets. Please complete all the worksheets I'm sending and the question answers at the back. Whenever school reopens, I'm going to collect them for checking. And I'm not going to listen that I have not finished it. Because as I'm going to
Okay,
complete
ma'am.
the chapter, I'm going to send the notes on the WhatsApp group.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes.
till now you have sent only one worksheet, right?
One worksheet and the short questions of chapter 1. That also I have
Yeah,
assigned.
okay, only
Yes,
that
ma'am.
much, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Now we go to the characteristics of business activity. So what is business is very clear to everyone, that business is nothing but the exchange of goods and services with the purpose of earning money or with the purpose of earning profits under the incentive of private gain, right? Now we are going to do the salient features of business activities, okay, which are given. Let's quickly go one by one. Number one, all business activities involve sale or exchange of goods and services for some consideration. Consideration means price. Consideration means money. Please understand that. That means whenever I am selling a good or a service, some exchange of money, some exchange of price has to take place. For example, a person is cooking food for himself. That is not business. That means you're cooking food for personal consumption. But when a restaurant is selling some kind of food item to any particular party, that means an exchange of services taking place, exchange of good is taking place. I'm going to a grocery shop and buying something. An exchange or sale or transfer of ownership is taking place. So it becomes a business activity. The first important feature is all business activities involve sale or exchange of goods and services for some consideration. Okay. Second point, dealing in goods and services. Every business enterprise produces or buys goods and services for selling them to others. Why am I conducting in a business activity? Because it is a dealing. It is a dealing between more than one person. There is a seller involved and there is a buyer involved. So it is nothing but a dealing between the seller and the buyer so that transfer of ownership takes place. Number one, there is a sale or transfer or exchange for money or for price. Number two, we are dealing in goods and services by selling them to others. Number three, a business involves a series of dealings. A single transaction cannot be a business. For example, say I am selling my scooter which has become old. Is that business? No, because it is a single transaction. But if I'm into a business where I'm constantly selling vehicles or constantly selling a scooter or constantly selling any article, that means it becomes a business. So a business involves many dealings, regular dealings on day-to-day basis. It's not a single transaction. Number four, a business is not charity. The primary objective of business is what? Is to earn money and to acquire wealth. So obviously no one is doing business to give charity to others. If I'm producing or manufacturing any kind of good, whether it's a manufacturing industry or it's a construction industry or any kind of industry we are talking about, the main motive here has to be profit. Creation of utilities. This I spoke to you even in the last chapter, that business creates many different kinds of utilities. Okay, what kind of utilities it creates? It creates a form utility because it converts raw material to finished products. It creates a place utility because I can store the goods in the warehouses. And it also creates possession utilities because the goods are being transferred from the seller to the buyer. So the buyer now possesses the good once the good is being sold. Then we come to business being an economic activity. Okay. Business being an economic activity because it involves production and distribution of goods and services for the satisfaction of human wants. Risk is an essential part of business. It implies the uncertainty of profits or the possibility of loss. in any business we undertake. Remember, every business goes through a gestation period. In the first 2 years, in the starting years, the business incurs a loss because there's a lot of uncertainty factor. When the business builds a reputation for itself, it starts earning a goodwill, then the risk element starts reducing. So these are the important features of the business. Please unmute yourselves and please, I want to see all of you so that I can ask a few questions quickly. Ronak, Ved,
Yes, ma'am. Actually, my internet connection is not working, so I can't on my video. I
Okay.
won't be able to hear your voice.
okay, but at least you can answer the questions as I ask one by one, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So are the important features of business being clear to each one of you, which I've just explained?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So let's start. Number one, okay. The important features is sale, transfer or exchange. So Melvin, can you explain what you understand by sale, transfer or exchange?
Ma'am, sale, transfer or exchange means in a business they have to sell goods. So they have to transfer or exchange goods, or they have to transfer one good for other place.
I said we are exchanging goods for some consideration. What does consideration mean?
For something.
Price. Consideration means
Ma'am,
no.
price, ma'am. Money.
Ma'am, money.
Correct.
Money.
Whenever I'm buying a particular good or a service, I am going to pay some money for it. As I said, if I'm doing some work for my personal consumption, it is not a business. A business always involves exchange of price. It involves selling and buying of goods and services for transfer of ownership. Costa, please explain one more feature of business for me.
Ma'am, another feature of business is risk. Risk is an essential part of business, which can be either uncertainty of profit or loss.
Excellent. Ronak, can you give me one feature, please? You have to unmute. Yes, please tell. Okay, fine. Someone else can, Melvin, can you tell me one more? What is profit motive?
Ma'am, profit motive means to gain profit in business.
Okay, very good. Wait, what is the meaning of utilities?
Ma'am, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat?
What is the meaning of creation of utilities? Business creates what kind of utilities for us?
Ma'am, it gives this thing. Ma'am, it fulfills the human wants.
Okay. But what kind of utilities it creates? Three important utilities I said it creates.
Ma'am,
Place and possession.
goods, time, place, and possession, ma'am.
Correct.
Where do goods come from?
Not good. It creates time utility, place utility, and possession utility. Okay. And of course, business is primarily what activity? It is an economic activity.
Economic activity.
Right? So I think I'm absolutely clear with the features. Can we go to the next part now?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. Types of business activities is what we are going to do now. Okay. The different types of business activities, industry and commerce. Okay, these are the two important type of business activities. The flowchart, you can see that how business activities are divided into industry and commerce. Industry are different types. We have primary, secondary, tertiary,
or services.
yes. Okay. And of course, under industries, we also have extractive and genetic industry. Yes.
Now, what does genetic mean?
We will come to all of them. Okay. As I discuss, one I'm going to explain.
Okay.
Now, what is first an industry? Okay, industry is a type of business activity which basically deals with the production of products, okay, manufacturing of goods with the help of human beings and other resources. What all are the resources we are going to use? It involves application of men, machinery, material, money, all the different M's of management, these are called, okay. When men actually is the labor, machinery is the capital, raw materials, money, okay. That is, if everything we put in together, we are able to manufacture or convert the raw materials to finished products. So industry is nothing but production of products with the help of human beings and other resources. Industries generally deal with capital goods and consumer goods. Capital goods are high intensive goods. What do you mean by very high expensive goods? Money spent on machinery to produce certain raw materials. Machinery is of course a very high expense for the producer. So it comes under a capital good. Okay. On the other hand, if you look at consumer goods, those goods which involve a daily exchange, okay, like going to the market and buying a bread, or going to a shop and buying toothpaste, soap, all these come under consumer goods. Okay. Now we are going to deal with the different three important types of industries. The first one is primary industries. The second one is secondary industries. And the third one is tertiary industries. Okay. So let's go through the different types of industries. First is primary industries. Okay, the first important type of industry I'm talking about is primary industries. Industries which are involved in the extraction and multiplication of natural resources are known as primary industries. Extraction means what? Extracting goods from beneath the surface of the earth or from beneath the surface of the sea. Okay, such kind of industries are extractive industries. These industries are located in those areas where I can easily extract raw materials from the nature, like, you know, having forest products. Okay, extraction of oil, you know, you have oil fields, fishing, mining, quarrying, all these come under the extractive industries. Genetic industries, actually, now I'm going to go one by one to each of them in details. The term genetic has been derived from the word genetics. Genetics is nothing but the study of heredity. You must have also learned about genetics when you have done maybe in one of your old classes of biology, okay, where genetics is nothing but the study of genes. From genes, from study of heredity, new species are being breeded or new species are being developed. So genetic industries are therefore engaged in the reproduction or multiplication of certain species of plants and animals to earn profits from their sale. Okay, such industries which are nothing but the study of heredity and which helps in reproduction and multiplication of many species of plants and animals are called genetic industries. Going to a plant nursery, I have put a different kinds of pictures for you. Look at this one. It's a plant nursery. Sorry. Okay. You have commercial kennels, you know, corn being used for new breeding of different kinds of corns. Then you have a poultry farm where you can see hens, right? We are using these poultry farms to get more eggs. So you are using the hereditary material to cater in these kind of industries for production and multiplication of different species. Such kind of industries are called genetic industries. I hope I'm being clear. Any difficulty? Melvin?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Kaustubh, clear? Okay, great.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ved, I hope genetic industry is clear. Can I go to extractive industry?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, excellent. The industries which are engaged in the extraction of useful materials from beneath the surface of the earth and sea, such industries are called extractive industries. Please look at the pictures. Okay. From the sea, what all are the materials we extract from sea? Salt. Salt is one of the important minerals extracted from sea. Oil, we have many kind of oil fields which are being extracted. You have quarrying materials. Okay, you have lots of minerals which can be converted from raw materials to finished product. Okay, so those industries which are included, very important. If you see, I have put in red so that you understand the definition of extractive industries. Okay, if you want, you can note this definition down. The industries engaged in the extraction of useful materials from beneath the surface of the earth and sea are called extractive industry. Melvin, why don't you note the definition down, please?
Ma'am, I've taken a screenshot of it, so I will write all the definitions. Okay.
Clear? I hope it's being clear that these industries are the ones that are engaged in the extraction of materials from beneath the surface of the earth and sea. Second, in these industries, the products are gifted by nature. Okay? Obviously, from naturally you are trying to get these. It's like a gift. You're getting from the earth and you're trying to utilize them. Please put your sound off. One of you is, with your paper or something. There's a lot of sound. Right. The products gifted by nature are extracted and collected for the benefit of human beings. Agriculture, okay, that is farming, mining, fishing, quarrying, forestry. Lots of products are also available from forests like timber, wood products, hunting. All these come under the examples of extractive industries. Okay. Now the difference between the two types of industries, that is genetic industries and extractive industries.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, please tell me. Put forward from the previous.
Ma'am.
Okay, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. From the previous side, ma'am, extractive industries.
Okay.
Ma'am, would agriculture be part of an extractive industry?
Yes, agricultural, lots of farming products we are being able to extract from the earth. It's not that everything is only sown, okay, or everything is only planted. So agriculture also come under extractive industry.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Extractive industries are different from genetic industries. In extractive industries, man cannot add to the wealth, okay, because we are already extracting it out. And obviously, these kind of materials, they cannot be replaced. Which he withdraws from earth, sea, or air. But in genetic industries, man contributes not only to the growth, but also to the reproduction of natural goods. I am sure most of you must have heard about biotechnology, nanotechnology. Have you all heard about these terminologies? Any idea? Yes? Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Biotechnology, they use, I don't want to get into the details now because we don't need too much of it. But just for your knowledge, biotechnology, they use some microns, okay? And they use these kind of very new technological techniques are there through which they use the old species, the old genes or old species of say plants, animals, and they try to convert it or make improvements on it to breed into new products. Okay, that is the purpose of biotechnology and nanotechnology. You can read about it on the net, so you can get a little idea about it. Although we don't need it right now. Right now, we are only interested with the genetic industry and with the extractive industry. I hope I'm being absolutely clear with the two important types of industries. There's no doubts with it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So first, we have already completed with what are primary industries. Okay, before we go to secondary industry, Costa, what is an industry? Yes, Rana.
Ma'am, repeat. Ma'am, could you repeat?
I'm asking Costa.
Ma'am, could you repeat?
Yes, I'm repeating.
Yes, ma'am, could you repeat?
Industry. What is an industry?
Ma'am.
Yes. Wait,
Mama, industry.
Yes.
Mama, industry means the production of products with the help of human beings and other resources.
Very good. Production of materials with human beings and other resources. Very good. And industry is divided into which three important types of industries, Melvin?
Ma'am, primary industries, secondary industries, and tertiary industries.
Excellent. Very, very good. What are primary industries, Costa?
Industries are the industries which produce materials on their own, which extract. No, wait.
Yes, you are on the right track. Try.
They extract minerals and they send it and they transport them to the secondary industries to become a finished product.
Correct. So industries involved in extraction and multiplication of natural resources are called primary industries. And they are the ones who are providing the raw materials for the secondary industries. Wait, what are genetic industries? Wait, what are genetic industries? Okay, Ronak, try.
Are therefore engaged in the reproduction of the multiplication of certain species of plants and animals to earn profits from their sale.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. Next. Okay. Next, who's going to answer? Can you tell me the examples of genetic industries?
Ma'am, plant nurseries, poultry farms, cattle breeding farms.
Excellent. Costa, what are extractive industries?
Extractive industries are the industries which are engaged in the extraction of useful material
Beneath the surface of the earth.
From beneath the surface of the earth and sea.
See.
Okay. Very good. Next, Melvin. These industries are the gifts of what? In these industries, we are getting gifts from where?
These industries are the products which are gifted by the nature.
Very, very good. Okay, and they are collected for the benefit of human beings. Ronak, can you give me examples of extractive industries?
And quarrying.
Fishing,
Quarrying.
Okay. Yes. Fine. Okay, now you all can all mute yourselves. I'm going to the next part, that is secondary industries. Okay. The industries which are engaged in the conversion of materials provided by primary industries are called the secondary industries. Okay. These are the industries engaged in the conversion of materials. Please understand, I am getting the materials from which industry? From the primary industry. When I'm getting the raw materials from the primary industry, either through genetics or through extraction, what am I doing to them? I am converting these materials into finished products. And where is this conversion taking place? In the secondary industry. So remember, the industries which are engaged in the conversion of materials provided by the primary industries are called secondary industries. For example, I am mining iron ore and coal. That is a primary industry. But this iron ore is being converted to which product? To steel. When this happens, this becomes a secondary industry. So manufacturing and construction industries are the two important types of secondary industries. What am I actually doing here? Converting the materials available from the primary industry, and I'm going to convert it into a finished product in the secondary industry. Clear? Now I'm going to go to the different two important types of secondary industry. The first one we are going to discuss is a manufacturing industry, and the second one which I'm going to discuss is the construction industry. Manufacturing industries are concerned with the processing or transformation of raw materials and semi-finished products into finished products. So any raw material you take or any semi-finished product you take and you try to convert it into a finished product, such industries are nothing but manufacturing industries. They create form utility because they are putting a form to the product. It is a raw material. Cotton plant is a raw material, but moment it goes through spinning, weaving, through different processes, it gets converted to cloth. That cloth becomes the finished product. So manufacturing industries create firm utility by making the products more useful to the consumer. For instance, iron ore extracted through mining is converted into steel. Engineering, cement, sugar, textile, fertilizers, they are all nothing but examples of manufacturing industry. I hope I'm being clear to everyone. Can all of you just raise your hands and say yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Great, great. Let's go to the next one. The four important types of manufacturing industries. Okay, we have analytical, synthetical, processing, and assembly. Okay, so till now I hope I'm being absolutely clear with the lesson. There is no difficulty. Right. Okay. So let's go to our analytical industry. What does the term analytical mean? Anyone has any idea? The term analysis or analytical means what? Anyone? Okay. In an analytical industry, a basic raw material is broken into several useful materials. When I'm taking some particular material and I'm trying to break it up into different parts, that is called an analytical industry. For example, in an oil refinery, okay, crude oil is separated into kerosene, petrol, diesel, and lubricating oil. You must have done separation of mixtures in chemistry in your last.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So you must have seen that how different layers of oil are getting separated. Right? So analytical industry is breaking into separations, breaking into different kinds of parts. That is an analytical industry. Synthetical. The term synthesis means to put together, to mix something to produce something else. So when 2 or 3 different products are mixed together to form a new product, it is called a synthetical industry. For example, concrete, gypsum, coal, etc. They are mixed to produce cement. So it becomes a synthetical industry. Then we come to a processing industry. In the processing industry, a material is processed through various stages. I don't know how many of you have visited a factory. If you have seen the making of any product, how many of you have visited any cold drink factory, a Pepsi factory? You have.
Mummy.
So have you seen the different kinds of stages it goes through before the actual
Yes,
product?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You must have seen that how it first, they put the small, units of plastic and the big bottles.
Plastics, yes.
Right, through the industry, right? So this is nothing but processing stages which take place. Then you will see the labeling stage, the cold drinks being filled. You have every different units are there where how the cold drink is actually ready to be sold in the market. Those stages can be seen. So in the processing industry, a material is processed through various stages. For example, in the cotton textile industry, first you have the cotton plant. It goes to spinning. You have to spin the cotton. Then it's weaved. Then it's dyed. Then it's bleached. Then it's printed. And then finally the production of cloth takes place. So you can see how many different stages it goes through this particular industry. Then you have the assembling industry. The term assembling means what? Anyone has an idea? What does the term assembling mean? Anyone? To assemble? What does assembling mean?
Ma'am, assemble means the packaging of all the goods, all the products.
Assembling means put together. So where do we generally assemble? Which industry can you relate to? Where do we generally assemble parts together?
Ma'am, electronic industry?
Electronic.
Automobile.
Very, very good. Automobile industry, you will see that different parts are there where they are going to put together and the car gets ready. Isn't it? So such
Yes,
kind of industries, in this type of industries which are manufactured, components or parts are combined together, either mechanically or chemically, to produce a new product. For example, manufacture of radio, TV sets, watches, automobiles, they are all assembling industries. So the 4 important types of industries we are talking about here are analytical, synthetical, processing, and assembly. And all these 4 are parts of actually which industry? Which is the first industry we spoke about?
Secondary industry.
Secondary industry. Under secondary, we had done this. These were the 4 types of manufacturing industry.
Manufacturing.
Okay, once more, I'm just.
Ma'am, I
tell,
have a doubt in analytical industries.
tell me.
Ma'am, I have a doubt in it. Ma'am, I didn't understand it.
Did not understand. Analytical means actually breaking up into parts. Analysis. When I'm taking something, I'm separating it. I'm breaking it. That is
Okay,
called.
ma'am.
Okay, so here they have given one example is of an oil refinery. You will see that generally in an oil refinery, the oil is separated into different chambers or into different layers, like into kerosene oil, into petrol, into diesel, into lubricating oil, into different chambers and cooking the oil. That's why it is called.
Yes, ma'am.
It could be taking some big part being broken into several small parts so that we can take those small parts and now produce a new product. So that is called analysis.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you,
We
ma'am.
also have fabrications, isn't it? I don't know if you have seen the videos
Yes,
of
ma'am.
fabrications, how they take those metals and then the sound comes and they fabricate it and they try to fit into parts. So these are the different kinds of industries we are talking about. So I'm going to